Hello, beautiful sacred feminines. Here we are in week 2 of our sacred feminine tarot reading and oracle card reading. Last week I started this off for something I've been wanting to start doing for a while, is just pulling some cards for us to see how to best navigate all the energies that we're working through. You know, there's a lot going on right now. If you follow I don't know, the spiritual community at all, you may have heard about the Schumann resonance, which is the frequency that the earth vibrates at, which, you know, we're on the earth, so it deeply affects us. She went offline for like over, I don't know if it's like 24 hours. No resonance, no frequency, and then came back on the next day just like super freaking high. So many of us are feeling that, and did feel it, are still feeling it deeply. So we're just going through some really serious upgrades, reboots, shifts, and changes, and you know, it could be affecting you in a number of different ways. People are feeling like really physical symptoms, headaches, really tired, maybe super hungry, maybe not hungry at all. I personally have just not been interested in food and been having to kind of make myself eat just to, you know, because I think I should, you know, because we need fuel, right? So and sleep might be off, you know, your emotions might just be really interesting. We've also moved into Cancer season, so that always, you know, can make us more sensitive as well. So there's always a lot going on, but there's really a lot going on right now. We just are really moving through it. So I'm not one to want to like super hype up things just to hype them up, but these are unprecedented, you know, times. This is a new energy for us that we're moving into, and that's just the reality of it. You know, it really is new for us, and being that we are on the earth, we are one with the earth. When she's going through a thing, we're going through a thing. So it's not that's not a big stretch to, you know, understand that, right? So so the energy's just been really interesting. I've been just kind of all over the place and really kind of buzzed out a little bit, you know. So I watched my video from last week, and my energy was really high, and I also recognize, like, when I'm working with the cards, you know, kind of the energy is coming through, and you know, I call it channeling, whatever you want, but it's like tapping into kind of some wisdom energy that just comes through. So it kind of alters me a little bit. So I just wanted to put that out there. So it was just kind of funny, like I'm not totally whacked out all the time. Although I am pretty high energy. So that's true. We each have our different frequencies that we vibrate at, you know, so we're each in different you know, some people, I don't have much earth energy in my astrology chart, so I only have my rising sign in Capricorn. Everything else is a lot of air and water, so it's not surprising that I've got a lot of movement and you know, a lot of energy. So I do have to definitely work with grounding that down, and that's the beauty of astrology. You know, you get to understand like what energies are you working with, and how do you work with them in a healthy way for yourself. So me, that's kind of like right now why I know I need to really eat and eat grounding foods, because with everything that's going on, I can really you know, go into that really high energy place and just and I can burn myself out, you know, if I'm not working with it in a healthy way. So but I know the signs now. I know how to work with that. That's part of what happens as we go along our path too, and we learn our energies more. We work with them in a much healthier way for ourselves. So I just wanted to put that out there because there is a lot going on. So do what you need to do to nourish yourself, to get rest, to have downtime. Try not to have too much on your plate if possible. I know in this hyper masculinated world of do, achieve and accomplish, you know, we get so much on our plates. We fill up those calendars, we fill up the days with all these things to do. So if there's any way you can clear some of that out and give yourself time and really allow for this process, you know, the more we can just kind of sit and meditate with it too, and just like be in it and let it do its thing without, you know, without trying to I don't know, force it or feel like something's wrong. I know a lot of people like, oh my gosh, why is my head hurting so bad? And then that's just like, once they find out, somebody, a friend was sharing this last night, when she learned, what was going on, she's like, oh, now it feels really magical, now it doesn't feel like a thing. So just recognize, we're upgrading and our bodies are upgrading, and that's going to come with a lot of interesting sensations and experiences and emotions. So, people are dealing with a lot of anger that's coming up too, because that's a piece of it, as well as our vibration rises. Some of the lower density energies are not going to be able to they're not as compatible, so they're going to have to go, which means oftentimes we're going to have to experience them as they go. So if you're feeling anger arise, if you're feeling irritation or frustration arising, that's part of it coming to the surface so it can be released. So just do what you can to release that. Writing or journaling is really great. Talking to a friend, going out in nature, yelling and screaming outside if you can, or in a pillow, any way to help move that energy. Dance, get into your body, movement, try to allow it to go through. Don't hold on to it, don't feel like anything's wrong, just like allow your process, and know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. That's true. It's a funny statement and it can be annoying sometimes, but it's really true. So yeah, and it's when we think we're not and we start trying to fix or change or that then we run into problems. So just do what you can to allow, tap into that sacred feminine quality of receptivity, and allow and flow. Allow and let whatever needs to move, allow it, let it go. Receive messages that are coming through. That's another thing. We're getting a lot of really powerful dreams, we're getting messages, we're getting wisdom, we're getting insights, we're getting some real clarity on some things. So allow that as well, and just open to that. And yeah, let's see what the cards have to say for us today. Reminder, it is really warm here. I am as you know, probably, maybe, possibly, I live full-time in my converted shuttle bus, so it gets really warm in here. So and there's cars driving by, so you might hear that. I'm in a park right now. So let's see. Okay. Whew. Any words of wisdom to help us move through these really interesting times that we're in, to help us to release our wounded feminine energies and step more strongly into our sacred feminine energies? Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Sun. Thank you to all the planetary energies. Thank you to all of the frequencies we work with. Thank you to all the wisdom and love frequencies, the high vibration frequencies, our archangel energies, our spirit guides and helpers, plant spirits, animal spirits, crystal spirits, anything that we work with to help raise our vibration and help us to connect more with our hearts and the truth of who we are, which is that high vibration. Ultimately, when we get down below underneath all the low vibe, dense energy of this 3D experience, this human experience. Yeah, so thank you for holding space for us, and we're open into whatever needs to come through from our higher selves. Thank you. Okay, I think we'll draw one more here. One more come out. Whew. A lot are trying to come out. Okay, that feels good. There was a lot trying to come through there. I think I'm going to keep it to a few. We'd be here a while. It is a really powerful time right now, to be sure. So thank you, cards. We have, first off, the Hierophant in reverse. For me, the Hierophant is all about those that religious you know, the systems, the dogmatic rule, the you have to do it this way or else you're gonna go to hell kind of card. You know, this is the energy of this to me. These two people, there's this guy is up there on the top, and you see the two people down below, like worshiping this guy, you know, listening to everything he says and subservient to this person, you know. He is the authority, and they are the lowly, looking up to this person to tell them what to do. When this card is reversed, the way I read that is we're letting go of that. We're moving out of that. We're taking control back for ourselves. And sometimes when cards are in reverse, I like to look at them as more of an internal process. So what belief systems are you breaking through and breaking down? And where are you taking your power back? You know, what are you seeing through? What are you recognizing is no longer serving you? Where have you been giving your power away? And where are you ready to start taking it back? Where are you questioning? What are you seeing out there that has you questioning? What are you feeling inside that has you questioning? And really wanting to go deeper into that and start picking it apart, you know? Yeah, this is really feeling into yourself and getting into your own truth and what feels right for you without listening, without externalizing, outsourcing your power. You know, outsourcing, we have gotten really good at that in this society because that's what's encouraged, and that's what our systems are all about, is giving our power away, and they're taking it. So it is time to, you know, bring it back in and really take some time to reflect and look at where are you giving your power away, and how can you bring it back in and stop outsourcing, stop giving control to these systems out there that do not have your highest good in mind. They truly do not, you know, just despite the lies and deceit that they that they're touting, you know, that it's about your safety, or it's, you know, trying to do something for you to help protect you. It's not about protecting you, it's about taking your power away. And so it is time. We have to really get serious about what's going on and where are we giving our power away and how can we take it back. So this is the journey that we're on right now, and we're deeply supported in this process, in the raising of the frequencies, for sure. We have, this is interesting, we've got the Knight of Cups. This guy is all about, he's just like kind of all the knights, he is like gently moving forward. He's not charging ahead like the other ones, because I'll show you what I mean. Because we've got here the Knight of Wands. So you see how he's charging forward with his little horsey there? He's going for it. This guy's just gently walking. He's got his cup. The cups, this is an emotions card. This is really our intuition, our emotions. This is, the cups are more our sacred feminine, you know, really. So he is just gently walking through, and look, he's getting ready to cross some water there. So this is really, for me, this card is about just really kind of being in control of our emotions, and how do we move forward with those emotions that we're working with, because there is a lot of emotion going on with all that we're dealing with right now. So how do we stay grounded? How do we move forward in a calm, cool, collected way without losing our shit, you know, because there's a lot going on out there for sure. So how do we stay calm and grounded and just move forward? And how are you moving forward in a calm, cool, collected way for yourself? Recognize that. Recognize where you are in control of yourself, in control of your emotions, and you're calm and cool and collected, and do what you need to do to just move forward in that way. And here we have the Knight of Wands, which the wands really, you know, that's a fire energy. It's transformation. It's our spiritual growth. It's our, you know, then this guy he is charging forward. So how do we charge forward with our spiritual growth and our transformation? You know, what are we ready to grab the reins and go forward with this? You know, this is a deep journey that we are on, a very powerful spiritual journey. And again, because we're letting go of so many of those old dogmatic belief systems, and we're really seeing the truth, we're seeing the light, we're seeing like, oh my gosh, and we're questioning and we're picking it apart, and we're like, wow, you know, for me, like, I'm seeing some of my beliefs that are just like absolutely not serving me or not even necessary, you know, and beliefs that aren't even like some big major thing like about lack mentality or anything like that, but just like beliefs about I was just listening to an astrology podcast earlier, and they're talking about cuss words. You know, the word fuck, and they got into where did that word come from? Because I've always, I mean, I don't know, I cuss, I say words, and you know, just, and it's, some people are like, oh, it's not spiritual, it's not high vibration. I'm like, who decided that? You know, where did it come from? And those are the kinds of beliefs we're just like, who made those rules for us? But the history of that word, and I'm probably not going to remember it exactly right, but it stands for fornication, okayed by decree of King somebody. King, I don't know, but it's the letters. Is that acronym? Is that what that means? And it was a positive thing, actually. Look it up. I know I'm totally butchering the story, but it plays in, it speaks to what I'm trying to say right now, which is belief system. Where did these beliefs come from, and are they serving you? And how deep are they? Every single thing that we have going on, everything in our world is about a belief, you know? I'm taking these vitamins because I believe they're going to make me healthy. That's a belief, you know? And when we start picking these things apart, it's like, do we know that? Where did we get that? Is that true? You know, how does it actually feel to us? How do I feel when I'm taking these vitamins? You know, we've lost touch with our bodies so much, and I don't, you know, not across the board, but you know, in general, we really have. And we've, again, the Hierophant, we give our power away to even the smallest little things, like beliefs about vitamins. I know that's maybe a funny example, but that's what I'm saying. And I'm really picking that apart right now. Like, where did these beliefs come from? Where did we believe that dairy is good for us? Where do we get that belief that we need the calcium from dairy? Look into that. That's the FDA. It's a false, it's a dairy companies, you know, telling us we need that, when in actuality it's not true. So and I know that triggers some people. I know that it can, but that's okay. You can look into it. You know, where did that belief come from? Where did that story come from? And is it real? Is it true? Turns out it's not. So these are the kinds of beliefs, you know, they're not going to make or break us necessarily. They're not like some of the, you know, gnarly big beliefs, but, you know, like beliefs in scarcity consciousness or lack mentality, but they're beliefs nonetheless. And our whole day is all about them. Our whole life is about these beliefs. So as we break them down and tear them apart, how are we working with our emotions as we are tearing down the systems within ourselves? Again, this is not an external thing. This is about internal. When the Hierophant is upside down, let's look at it internally. So, and how are we working with that in a healthy way for ourselves, and working with the emotions that are coming up around that? And then how are we moving forward on our spiritual quest to come into our hearts, to be strong in our power, in our truth, not the truth that somebody else is giving us, not the truth that somebody else has laid out for us and organized for us. How do we come into our truth? It is time for action, and it's time to really get into, and I mean action, like action within ourselves, you know, not action external, action on our path, our spiritual growth, coming into our truth. How are you taking your power back and coming back into your own truth? How are you discovering what your truth is? That's the big thing. When we say coming into my truth, for the most part, so many of us don't even know what the hell that is. You know, what is that? What does that mean? What is my truth? I don't know, because I've been so inundated with crazy belief systems since day one. This is a powerful journey of introspection and self-reflection and self-exploration that you really need to, you know, get going on if you haven't. And if you are on that journey, which probably if you're watching this, you are. So how can you really make some more time for yourself to go deeper into it and really start shedding this crap, you know? And I know we're doing it. We are doing it, but we're in a powerful time right now. And then here we've got the Seven of Pentacles. We have been doing the work. We have been doing the work, and we're watching the fruits of it now. We're watching, and we're like, yes, I've been doing a lot of fucking work. Fucking work. There, I said it. We're doing a lot. We have been. And now we're watching. We're patiently like, okay, whew, he's a little tired too. So yeah, I get it, you know, but he's like, wow, look at what I've grown. Look at what I'm doing here. Look at how lush and gorgeous and beautiful this whole situation is. Like, I am really, I'm doing the work, and this is something to be really like, you know, congratulate yourself and really hold yourself and nourish yourself in that we are doing the work. We are doing the work. So with this guy, I feel like we're taking it to a new level though, you know, and because we're dropping these beliefs so much, and we've got control, we're moving forward with healthy emotions and really like working with that and grounding and centering ourselves, because it's a lot to deal with, you know. So yeah, this is it. We're doing it. We are doing it. So again, for me, this feels very internal. This reading feels very internal, you know, and the fruits are coming. The fruits are here. We're kind of watching them to be ready to just like, you know, really start eating them. They're still on the vine there, but they're coming and they're growing and they're ripening, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So that's what I've got there. We're going to pull an oracle card, and I'm going to use this deck again because it's just so lovely. So, Raven, Phelan, Messenger Oracle. Is that gorgeous or what? Okay. Just to kind of, the cherry on top. Woo. Okay. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah. There it is, right? When we're doing this spiritual work, when we're coming back to ourselves, when we're coming back to our hearts, the source of all, it's right there. That is beautiful. So remember that. That's the journey. That's the journey that we're on. That's what this guy's doing. He's like, yeah, let's get there. Let's go. Woo! It's interesting. This guy is also, you know, he's facing, maybe not for you, but he's facing kind of backwards as opposed to this guy who's moving forwards. So that's interesting. Transforming our past, transforming the previous energies into this gorgeous, you know, into the fruits. So that's an interesting way to look at that. So, but the source of all, you know, that's just, I mean, it kind of says it all. That's what we're returning to. We're coming back into the source of all. So that is, I don't think I need to say a lot about that one. That's kind of pretty. But how are you doing that for yourself? How are you coming back? How are you returning to the source of all within yourself? What does that mean to you? What does the source of all, someone's driving by with some music. Yeah, what does that mean for you? What is the source of all for you? You know, how do you return to that place within yourself, and what are you doing to discover that place within yourself? Because this is the journey, you know, the source of all is within. And I've been hearing that as a theme with the people I've been connecting with, the women I've been connecting with, you know, recognizing, and it's been a big theme for me too, that the external world is not, it's all within. Everything is within. The external world, our surroundings, are a total mirror reflection of our internal world, our internal experience. So if we keep, again, outsourcing our power, you know, that's where the power is. When we bring it back in, that's where our power is. And then our external world starts to reflect that back to us. The abundance, the prosperity, the joy, the love, the divine connection. When it's inside, our outside world reflects that. So that's what I've got, ladies, or gentlemen, whoever stumbles upon this video. Yeah, if you want to go deeper into any of this, you know, reach out. I do energy healing and sound healing sessions. I have amazing programs that are all about helping us return to the source, right? And to clear those unhealthy belief systems. All my work is about this, about clearing all of these unhealthy energies that we've just, again, been inundated with since day one. since day one and supporting us on our spiritual journey. All of my work is about this because we are powerful, powerful, powerful beings, and I'm excited to see us returning back to that place. So anything I can do to support us and help us along on our mission, that's my passion and purpose. And to help you to connect with your passion and purpose, because again, we're so like, I don't know who I am inside. I don't know what I really want. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what really speaks to me. I don't know what my passion and purpose is because I put too much energy in the external world and I've lost touch with my heart. All my work will help you bring you back to your heart and help get you going in the right place. So all the links are below. Check that out. And also be sure to check out my website for monthly healing circles. I offer a number of healing circles that are by donation to support us on our mission back to our heart and returning to the source of all. You know, again, moving through those belief systems, moving through the unconscious grief and the repressed anger of the wounded feminine, you know, clearing that out so we can get back in touch with our sacred feminine selves and be in our power. So, yeah, those are all available by Zoom, and they're really lovely circles to connect with your sisters and to do this work together, because we need community to do this. We really do. So I think that is it for me. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good things, and be sure to turn on the notification bell so you get notified when these new weekly readings come out. I discovered this not long ago. I'm like, why aren't I getting notified of these channels I'm following? Like, oh, you have to go into that setting and hit the little bell and then turn on the notifications. So otherwise it's just totally random. So YouTube with some interesting rules and such. So yeah, follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. So I look forward to further connections, and I pray that this has served you well. And thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father, Son. Thank you to all of our spirit guides and helpers, all of the energies that really supported us in this reading, and for all of your support as we move through, moving away from that Hierophant energy and moving into that gorgeous Knight of Wands energy and into the source of all. Thank you for supporting us so beautifully. We're so grateful for all of the high vibe frequencies that are surrounding us and helping us to lift us up to our higher selves and come back to our hearts and to know love and to integrate our shadow and the wisdom of our shadow into our hearts, into this beautiful, whole, luminescent, gorgeous experience of ourselves. The powerful beings that we are, that encompass so much complexity, so much intricacy, so many nuances. We're beautiful, amazing beings, and let's embrace every part of ourselves, including our shadow. We cannot forget about our shadow. So just bring that in as you're working with all the things. Bring it in. And that's a really important piece too that I'm going to say as we're talking about the shadow, that Hierophant piece. That is our shadow, you know, that is the shadow of shadow side of humanity, and we can't put that off onto some group outside of ourselves. That's that victim consciousness that I'm trying so hard for us to help us move out of. We can't, and I know my languaging sometimes makes it sound like I'm blaming or, you know, shaming, or it's humanity. This is us actually that we're working with. This is our own energies. We have given our power away. We have been complicit. We have been lazy. We have just, because it's been easier to let somebody else tell us what to do, you know? And it's just like, sure, you know, we wanted to trust that, and maybe that was fine for a while, but no, it's not. So, and this is okay. This is part of our journey. That's not a problem. There's nothing to shame or blame or get upset about. Just like, okay, so we did that. It's not working for us now. And how do we change it? You know, it doesn't have to be about, demonizing any group or person or people or beliefs or anything. So I want to be clear when I'm talking about these things. It is not to create more disconnect within ourselves. That is so freaking important. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing what isn't working for us and shifting gears into what does. It's that simple. No shame, no blame, no victim consciousness. Nobody's out to get us. This is us. This is us. This is us. This is us. We created this situation, and now we got to move out of it. That's all. So No blame, no shame, no poo-pooing on the patriarchy or anything, because the patriarchy wouldn't exist if we didn't allow it in some way. And that's just the truth of it. As hard as that one might be to swallow, it is the truth. So let's own it, recognize it, own it. Like, okay, and now what? That's all that this is about. And now what? How do we step into our power? So that's embracing our shadow. That's recognizing the darkness and going, yep, okay, now let's integrate it in with the light and create this beautiful thing. So we're not like whacked out on one side or the other. We cannot go too far into the light and we cannot go too far into the dark. We got to bring it together. Do you remember? I always think about this, the dark crystal with the Skeksis and the mystics. The Skeksis were the dark side, the mystics were the light side. And do you remember what happened when they came together? Ooh, I got chills and it's gonna make me cry. And they put the piece of the crystal back in to make the crystal whole. They came together and created this gorgeous, amazing wisdom being that was just like, I mean, it was glowing white, it was luminescent, it was beautiful, but you could tell it was like grounded. It was an integration of both energies, and it knew there was no shaming, it was just like, now I am whole. Now both of my selves, both of my parts are together, and it was whole. It's gorgeous. I highly recommend checking that out, watching it again if you haven't seen it for a while, or if you haven't ever seen it, watch that, because it is exactly that. They came together, they merged and blended into one. They didn't annihilate the dark to just be the light, because that's not what we're doing here. That's not what this is. It's bringing it together. We cannot shun the dark. We cannot shun the patriarchy. It's only recreating the same fucking energies, you know? That's true. That is so true. We can't recreate that experience within ourselves. It's the same damn energies. It's the same blaming and shaming and demonizing. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We already know it doesn't work. So let's not repeat that pattern, okay? So embrace it, recognize it, love it, send love to it, and just bring it in. And if you can't go that far with it, that's okay. Just don't judge it and demonize it. Just integrate it, integrate that piece. Recognize where you've given your power away and take it back. Bring it back in. Bring it back in. Bring that part of yourself in that gave the power away. Bring in that victim consciousness. Bring it in. Just embrace it as a part of yourself. That's okay. It's okay. Just bring it in. Connect with it. Give it love. Give it whatever it needs to, you know, you can call it your inner child, whatever you want to do, whatever works for you, but just integrate it in. Don't shun or shame it or try to detach from it. That's not going to work. So that's what I've got for today. And again, may it serve you well. And thank you, everybody. Thank you to all of our frequencies for supporting us so beautifully. This was a really gorgeous reading, and I'm excited for it. It seems just right in alignment. So, which is usually the case. So, okay, I'm trying to keep these shorter, everybody. So here we are at 32 minutes. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Bye.